Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Andrew. Thanks for joining us again. Today's always a fun day because we do APAC demo in the morning and then EMEA now. So pressure's really on Andrew. I'm expecting like good progress compared to what we saw a couple of hours ago. Awesome. So was there anything that anyone wants to demo?
I have nothing to demo, but I could share something that I find a little bit concerning, but this is only because I haven't looked into the status of where we are with the service discovery situation. So this could just be a lack of understanding where we are with that particular stage, but I'm a little worried about service discovery in Canary right now. So we have this desire to try to get 432 events. We had this desire to get Canary taking traffic, right? I'm concerned that we're not getting any response. And if you look at the counts, they're the same for every minute that this occurs, because we were like every minute and a half, it looks like. And that's because we run 5 pods and this check happens every 60 seconds. So this is happening for all of Canary. It's not sporadic. It's happening for every single time we're making this request. So on my to-do list today was to try to figure out where we are with this particular bit, because otherwise Canary will always be using the primary database instead of any of the secondaries. So I need to figure out where Graham is. I don't know if you have a better understanding of where we are with the service discovery issue at this moment in time. I simply haven't looked at that issue in a few days.
He has ideas that he is. We talked about this morning. He has an approach that he wants to get out into production, but he agreed that we probably shouldn't put traffic on Canary until we have that solved. So I think that kind of fits in. He was talking about, Andrew, can you summarize this better than I'm about to? But he was talking about the complexity of getting the charts change in, right? Like it's an upstream charts change.
He was talking about using, and again, I was also only kind of following kind of a little bit, but there's a mechanism in Helm where you can effectively patch the JSON, and that he was thinking of using that rather than getting the upstream patch in for a change to do with, it was something to do with shutdown though. I can't remember what the original problem was that he was
daemon
trying to...
sets. I think
that's right,
about daemon sets. So for daemon sets, we don't have a possibility in our charts to set those kind of timeouts, I think. So we would either need to go the whole loop of adjusting the chart to get us the possibility to do this and waiting for review and everything. But he would like to get forward faster I understood him, by using this ability to patch, using this special Helm feature of patching on top of things, which is sounding a little bit scary at the beginning, but it seems to be a common practice in other places too, and could then also be ported over to the charts, maybe to use this possibility for these kind of changes. That's how I understood it.
Yeah, once we've kind of proved that that works.
Yeah. But so right now we can't change daemon sets to because the problem he identified is that daemon sets, specifically when they are turned down, they will not wait for first stopping traffic. So in this case, we lose requests, and this is causing problems still. And there's no way in our chart to fix this at the moment. Yeah.
But my question is, how does that tie in with that dashboard you showed right at the beginning, Skarbek? Because that looks like it's not a shutdown problem. That looks like it's an ongoing, all the time problem, not like, oh, we're going to shut down this node now.
Yeah, I think
So
there's
I'm not sure
something
if it's the same
else.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something else at play. So I guess what I'll do later today is look at where Graham is with that issue. Because I do recall him making a change in our staging and pre-environment, but I don't believe that's been pushed to production. And I
I
wonder
think
if I'm
he's
running
got everything
into.
in production.
Okay,
The
so
next
maybe
bit,
there's something
yeah,
missing in the Canary environment that hasn't been applied. Because I think ports changed. And if that is the case, then maybe I just need to validate that we don't have a network policy that's blocking wherever these requests are being sent to. Because I think instead of going to our DNS port, we're going to port 8600. So maybe I just need to validate that we've got our configurations in Canary. Then I'll do that. I'll certainly be working on this today. So this is my life, Canary and API. So I'll figure it out.
I mean, we can use this time if you want to, Scarbeck. Like, if you want to spend the next 30 minutes whilst we're all here working out what the status is and what the next steps would be, then that would be a good use.
I need to go find the issue. Hang on.
The discovery one.
Yeah.
It's I just added it into the agenda on discussion item 2.
I feel like all the issues I've been working on and Graham and I have been working on lately are just so long. Okay, so this is what I thought. So quickly, I'll share my screen. So we added this change where we changed the endpoint that we're using, changing it to a headless endpoint, and we also changed the port number. So what I would like to validate next is whether or not we made this same change for, because this is targeting console. Yeah, this is targeting Sidekick. And what's this woman down here below? PSQL. So that's our generic stuff for Rails, I believe. That's the global configuration. So I guess what I want to look at next, I'll pull up my shell for this just to make sure we got that port open. Is my font size okay for everyone?
Looks good.
Let's see. I don't think we've got our network policy in here. It's going to be in values, GPRD maybe. No, so it's our values file. I don't know why I work harder sometimes. Policy. All right, so this, I hate looking at yellow. This network policy is for our web service. That's what I want. So I just want to make sure that we've got port 8600 open, and we do. That's not what I wanted to see.
Can you just show the error message again, just to remind me what it was name? Was it name server unavailable?
No response from name servers list. Here, I'll share this in the agenda.
Thanks.
That way I can go back to sharing my show.
Yeah. Cool. Sorry, I just wanted to.
No, you're fine. You're fine, yo. You're fine, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so let's look at our network policies. Get network policy. Get bigger. So I'm just validating that port 8600 is open in here. It is 8600. To console. Okay. So get pods and canary. I could then hop into one of these. I feel like our Git service should be showing the same problem though.
Are you supposed to be sharing your screen right now, or you?
Oh, look, who didn't tell me? I'm over
Well,
here
I've been
pointing
looking
at
at elk.
things.
I've been looking at elk. I just came back.
K8s IT in canary. GitLab, CLI, Git bash. Ping. Busy box NS. Hey, it works. Okay, so what's our endpoint that we're looking for? Where's that merge request? I've been looking for some of the small wins for the day, so the amount of tabs I have open right now is a little overwhelming. Okay, so previously we were sending requests. Whoops, that means I didn't copy. Previously, we were sending requests for db replica.service.console to this, which continues to work, but we changed that to this, which doesn't work on port 53. It only works on port 8600. Does anyone off the top of their head recall how to tell dig to look at a TCP port, a specific TCP port instead of the default 53? I can't remember.
Is it not an at?
Yeah, add it allows you to put the IP
Oh, yeah,
address. Maybe if
yeah.
you put column and then the port number works. Yeah, server. Add server. Maybe if you put also the port.
8600.
Specify port number minus P.
Dig is not a thing. Oh.
Well, I don't expect to find dig in BSDBox images.
Well, and its lookup
can
was,
use-
so I was hopeful.
Plus TCP should tell it to use TCP just as an option.
What about NS lookup? Can I specify a port?
There you go.
Change default TCP port to.
This is assuming that the NS lookup there is in BusyBox is the same one that you have on your machine, which I don't believe is. Usually they support
That's
fewer
accurate.
options. And
Was it not set? All right, Google.
If you go into, if you just do ns lookup with no arguments and do it that way, and then set port, busy box ns lookup. I don't know if it's got the interactive mode. Just enter. No. Okay, because that's how I would do port.
This is
look at
not a
these
full binary.
options.
It's just a stripped
Yeah.
down thing
Yeah,
that has
yeah.
no options and nothing.
Okay.
Crap.
And netcat.
I mean, I don't know how to do it. Do you? Oops. It's available.
Just try go to that IP address and port. Sorry, the host name and port of the console port 8600
Is that still my buffer? It is. Import
-P.
600. Now what?
Put something in there and see if it. Just type anything and see if you get kicked off. It looks like you've been connected, so that seems to be. I mean, it hasn't refused you, right?
Yeah. So I guess that port's working to some extent. What's another way to test this? Like,
so
it's a binary protocol, so you have to. Oh Jesus! Basically, you have to do a real lookup using something like netcat to get TCP dump to get the binary request and pipe it back with echo. So it doesn't look like something easy to do, right? It's not a text-based protocol.
Can I ask if this is going to be the daemon set console is going to be bound on the node as well, isn't it? Like, is there a port that you can listen to on the like? Could we go from the node and issue a dig from there where we've got more stuff?
we can. My problem with that method, though, is we have network policies that restrict pod traffic to other pods. And if we just hop into the node, we kind of bypass that.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's an appropriate test, right?
Yeah.
But what I could do...
Wasn't the error message about getting an empty list or not getting anything at all?
No response.
It's UDP, right?
No
so
okay.
If the network policy doesn't allow.
No response from name servers list. That's the exact message.
Yeah, we could definitely be a network policy because there is no connection. It's just UDP messaging. So I was thinking because there's also the console API that should expose you the same information, but I guess that we are past the point where we know that the information is on console. It's just why is not coming back, right? That's the question. So
question also would be, what is the name servers list? I mean, apparently there is a list of name servers to be asked. Maybe
this is by default, right? ATG resolve conf.
Yeah,
it's a list, but if you have just one item, it's still a list.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think how we set this up is that the deployment of, I think, is giving the pods a list of things to query, right? And I'm not sure if this list is correct.
Isn't there a way where we could...
It should be a no domain if it's not correct. No, you mean that the name servers are not correct, or that the things that we query the name server is not correct?
I mean, we are trying to reach name servers that we got in some kind of list, and we can't reach them. So I wonder what kind of name servers are we trying to reach?
So I just pasted into the agenda doc, but Java opened an issue about this, and there's a stack trace. So you can see that it looks like it's the DNS part that's failing. Actually, I suppose it doesn't really help very much. But sorry, I'm confusing myself here because sorry, don't just ignore me. But there is an issue there that Java opened a while ago about the same thing.
Yeah, this is precisely the problem that we're trying to solve here. I want to log into a Docker machine and get a package installed so I could perform a proper lookup.
It's interesting on that issue, Jav's opened that this is with enablement, right? Should we ask for some help from them?
I think we need to validate that it's not an infrastructure issue prior to us asking for additional help on this.
Are you
'Cause
seeing
while I
this
do a-
error on the VMs?
Yeah, he said that. But that, I guess that is a little strange that we're also seeing that on our VMs. Let me...
Can't we just get information from console on Kubernetes directly?
Yes. I don't know how to query console though. Does anyone else?
I Google something quickly
Okay.
and I can
So I
send you.
will. While
If
you
you have the
Google
agent, you can ask the agent for information. Otherwise, it's with
AirPods
curl.
and console. Okay, so
Correct. I'm
k8s.
sending you the link.
All
Like
right.
from from I send you in Slack.
And console.
But isn't it that we can't even figure out how to call console?
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Console is just a web API, so you can ask with curl, and it gives you an answer in HTTP mode if it's open, and etc. etc. etc.
So one, just on that point, is there any chance that we are connecting DNS to the HTTP port? Because if you look at the stack trace from the Sentry error that Jav posted, it's like a protocol. It's like the protocol's broken. Is why we're throwing that exception. It's like this is not the answer we were expecting, and that might happen if we were querying like an HTTP port with a DNS query, for example. That just, that could be a thing. This 8600 definitely.
I think it's the API
DNS.
port. Just at top of my mind, I think that one is the HTTP API port. But it's been years since I've used console, so I'm checking.
Yeah,
I'm just checking.
Yeah, like what's the port for DNS?
Like we for service discovery, I know we're using 8600 for Kubernetes now. I don't know what we're using under VMs. I would assume
It's the DNS.
It is
Okay.
DNS.
Okay.
It's a DNS. It's a good port. 8600. HTTP 8500 is HTTP
Is
API.
HTTP? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Worth a check.
Okay, so Alessio, you said I could do an API call to console to get the information. Do you know how to do that quickly?
No, but I can search this.
Oh, do I need authentication in order to do it?
No, it's not authenticated. Which is
There's
quite
no
nice
token,
for
so
now.
it's without token.
I'm pretty sure if I was looking at something the other day, and I think about it. I mean, if you just go to API v1 and just see if you get back a response, that's probably a good start.
Yeah, it's /v1, and then it depends on what you're asking for. So we are looking for
agents members is like a good start just to see if it's there. Well, sorry, you can do a full thing if you want.
I think we want the catalog or something like that.
Why would port 8600 not respond?
Oh, no, 8500 for the HTTP.
It's 8500. Okay.
Yeah.
So
86
I guess
is DNS.
86. Okay. Connection refused. Is this because this is the console agent
haven't
and not
mapped
the
it.
console server?
console agent should accept should answer API requests unless it's disabled.
Is it not just that we have not mapped that port in the container?
I'm inside of the console container or console
Oh,
pod right now.
Oh, sorry, right.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I'm on.
Can we see the
agent.
console configuration if we disabled something?
Log JSON. Okay, so where's the config live?
Is it
I mean,
not
this is the
environment
console. We
variables?
have the agent here, right? So we can also
Yes.
use the command line interface. So let me see how we can do this with the command line interface. Because it should be easier. Come on.
List.
So you can do catalog services is console catalog services. These are all the services.
DB replica.
Oh, and if you want details of a service, then I have to figure out. Maybe it's info. No, it's not here. Services. No, it's just here. So we can reach the console agent. The console agent has a list of services. So what's the question now? What we want to get out of this?
I guess one, I want to validate we've got data in there because I'm on a canary node that has console running, and if we're not getting a response, I just validate that we have data.
Yeah, but you validated because when you asked for the catalog services, gave you
we just got a list of services. I didn't get any data that's part of that key value store.
So you want to see the value? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not what we need.
Just this also might be a red herring, but I was just looking at the console daemon set configuration, and we specify there's all these -HCL configs, and then we specify the HTTPS port, the HTTP port, a gRPC port. There's no mention in there of DNS in the daemon set YAML config. Do you want me to show you what I'm talking about?
Sure.
And this, sorry if this is a red herring, but this is the console daemon set, and it's got a whole bunch of config in there. And I just happened to notice that there's no DNS on this, but I don't know if that automatically comes through or not. Can you see what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
I think it comes by default. The DNS and API are enabled by default, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because 8501 should be something like HTTPS, I think. Oh, we are changing port here.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, but it's HTTP. So we are disabling HTTP.
Oh, here.
I don't know. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
We can use netstat. We can use netstat on the node to see if the port is open.
Yeah.
Netstat minus LNV. Grab A860
on the node itself.
Yeah, the one that is running the console agent.
Well, all of them are running the console agent.
Yeah, the one that you were on, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm back on the node.
Oh, back on your question, if you wanted to see data related to services, the query is console catalog nodes, and then you do dash service equal name of the service, and we'll tell you IP address of the nodes that are offering that service.
I don't see port 8600.
Can you try 850? 01 just to see, to validate that my assumption that this should show. No, so this is no.
Just do
L,
minus.
and, you need L and V.
Yeah.
You need the numbers. Okay. This is weird.
Unless you go back to what you were stating before that, using console to query.
Yeah,
the data.
let me go back to the query. So the query is console catalog nodes, and then dash service equal and the name of the service. Service equal. Okay, so these are all the nodes that are offering a DB replica service and EP address.
Yep, which is what we expect and want. So we do see the data. The data is available inside a console. So how come
Also,
the canary nodes are not able
if
to...
console didn't have that data, I don't think it would give you that error. It wouldn't be like a DNS protocol error.
Yeah, it would
right?
be no domain.
It would be like there's no, yeah.
And X domain is the error.
Yeah, which is why it kind of, and remember when you did a curl to 8600 and it just said no response from server. I guess that could be because console just hung up because we were sending the wrong thing, but it could also be that whatever's on that port is just hanging up. You know, as soon as you send it a request, it just kind of kicks you off.
Lucio, since we have Rails available to us, could I somehow get a Rails console and do this query manually?
Good question.
I don't know how to open up a Rails instance on a pod.
There was something coming. I was thinking about this regarding the networking part, right? So this is a UDP connection. So we are
TCP
are we sure
connection.
No, DNS. We are doing DNS over TCP?
In the configuration that Graham put in place, we specify that TCP is going to be used for this.
Wow.
It listens on both for whatever that's worth.
It listens on both, but we request a TCP connection.
Okay. No, because I was thinking maybe we don't get the answer because simply we are allowing to get out, but not the UDP answer to come back. But this is even so that error over a TCP connection. What does it mean?
I assume it means that we made a request, but we didn't get any response.
Yeah, but TCP is a handshake base, right? So before it's third package before you can actually send your request. So does it mean that we established the TCP connection? So daemon is working, but is console that are giving no answer?
Because if you look at the exception, it's like if not ants, which presumably is answer, then throw that exception, right? So it got back an empty. It didn't get an exception, connection refused or connection rejected. It got back no answer. It just got kicked off, right?
Yeah, but this means that we didn't get the ACK. So yes, sin ACK. So we are stuck at ACK.
We just got I think the TCP connection cleanly closed, but without an answer.
Precisely.
Different specific, like not.
So within the connection,
because otherwise we'd get a connection exception. Yeah. It just was like, see ya.
Yes.
Okay.
What about that Rails console?
I can try to figure out how to do this.
It's a resolver.search.
Okay.
There's a bit more that we need.
I don't know how to open up a console on a pod. I've never had to do that before.
GitLab-Rails. No.
So I have a question. Inside these pods, we are overriding the DNS configuration at the application level, or is at pod level? So ATG, RussellConf, whatever, it knows how to deal with this, and we are just using regular DNS libraries.
repeat your first part of that question?
So, I'm curious about how we instruct the pods to use this special namespace. So are we providing this as a system namespace within the pod, or it's the application that has a special parameter and using?
The application is responsible for it. If we go to our GitLab config, cd config, it's going to be inside of our database, cat database.yaml. This is going to have a secret in it. Hang on. Let me stop sharing real quick.
Maybe you want to stop recording just for when we show the file.
Yeah, can we?
Skarbek, I think you can do the Rails C in that location. You are on GitLab, right? You need to go one up. If you do bundle exec Rails C, you should be able to.
Whoops.
In GitLab, right?
Is it?
I just put the
Oh,
start of a Rails console script there. By the way.
Yeah, you can just do it Rails C here.
That looks about right. So I didn't know what those, or I didn't have those variables in my copy paste buffer. So
That's fine.
I don't know if that'll work, but it's probably a start.
I've got the merge request open up somewhere that I could refer to.
Do you see this message packet truncated retrying using TCP?
Yeah, I saw that.
Console? This is, I mean, that
sounds very similar, doesn't it?
Like a DNS request that failed and then switching to TCP, or what is it?
Yeah.
That's suspicious. Even when opening the console.
Do I need to worry about the fact that these are showing up as false?
Means that we're already loaded.
Yeah.
No, they're already loaded? Okay. All right, so we want a new resolver. Name servers resolver.new. And this is going to be
the long fancy name.
The name server or the record that we're querying? The name server?
The name server.
The name server.
Okay.
Yeah.
.resolve port 3600 use TCP true.
That's a semicolon there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
In any case, I suggest you split the thing. So no, is net DNS resolver again, but we should first resolve the internal one. So if you can please delete completely the first line. So you just do. Okay. Also the line before. So this is gonna I think you have to close the parentheses and it will just. Okay. So try something like this. NS equal. And then you paste net column DNS column resolver new, but instead of the full thing, you just put console DNS headless the thing. Second, I think it was the second line. So I want first to validate that we are able to get that information.
Just so you need the
open parentheses.
So the line that says namespace. Yeah. Okay, you go ahead.
I can't see what you're typing. If you are typing, because you are below the Zoom bar. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I can't shrink it. I could do this.
No, that's worse.
Okay, now it works.
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying, Basically, I first want to validate that we are able to resolve console-console-dns-headless.console.svc.cluster.local. Okay, which in the big things that you were cut and pasting at the beginning is the second line. When you say name server column, resolvers new, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I was suggesting that basically here you paste the parameters of that line. So it's a string with console-console. No, without this.
No,
just
not
a string.
that one. Just this, yeah.
So just the actual
The string.
Console-console-dns-headless.
The red part.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And dot resolve.
Enter. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. It was just one. The result. Yeah, resolve.
Okay, sorry. I thought that's from the require resolve. Let me just check. I stole that from service discovery from.
Let me try if I can find this as well.
It's in servicediscovery.rb.
Okay, so it was resolve because there are two different things, right? So.
Oh, is there? There's a local resolve.
I looking at this.
Resolve
I'm
is
looking
part
at
of the
standard library.
It's resolve hosts new. Yeah, okay, that's part of our code. So resolve will get you IP address. Here, this is what we need. Start with like this. Stop capitalizing. And then put that console DNS headless chap inside there.
with the @ sign.
No.
Oh, yeah, just a string.
Just a string. Okay.
Yeah.
Etsy hosts
Interesting.
doesn't have this. Well, I wouldn't imagine it to.
Oh, sorry. That's IP address resolve from. Sorry, that's probably on me. Resolver.start. That's me copying and pasting the wrong version of that. Try this one. And again, change.
Start aim server. Net DNS a dot answer.
Yeah, it's net with a lowercase et.
Also at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, so this works.
So now, theoretically, I should be able to do start net DNS.
But again, packet truncated?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
I mean, do we have an issue with
Yeah, but this makes
UDP
sense,
and
right? Because in this things that we wrote here, we don't specify we want to do this over TCP.
So,
right.
but I thought we have UDP open anyway.
Yeah, but you're right. This is the default. This is using the default DNS on the machine, the default configuration. So this is.
Yeah, that's definitely suspect.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Did we get anything like that with BusyBox? I suppose BusyBox probably doesn't even warn about that, the BusyBox NS lookup.
That's possibly, but no, we did not see that.
Yeah.
I mean, we can try asking for google.com or GitLab.com, something else to see if it's every single DNS query gets this answer. No?
Did not get that message that time.
Is it possibly that the warning is kind of rate limited?
Or did we get over the package size for DNS UDP requests?
Yeah, I'm more worried about what Henry just
Yeah.
stated. But like, I would expect
Yeah.
this to be coming from Ruby, so we should be able to find out relatively quickly what's going on, right?
What's it?
But
Packets.
I know that that's a problem, but can we, like, what's the appropriate command for me to try to ping our resolver
So
for what we want?
So if you do that a.first.answer, just try a.first.answer on the dot first. Sorry, dot answer.first.address was what you want. Now, was that Google? That one I can't. No. Sorry, it's not. Okay.
Yeah, that was
So now
console.
we've got an IP address. Okay. So now if we go back to that first thing, except where we have the name servers : we put
The
that
IP
A
address
instead of the or I think you just put A because it's we've got an IP address in that format.
Sorry, I couldn't follow you.
It's cool. I'll put it into here. And we should just be able to do that. Yeah. What you got in your mouth? What have you been eating? What's that? Yeah.
Type class. Resolver search.
I'll say that again with my microphone on. Just say resolver.search db replica, A, and leave out the record type : Yeah.
Yeah, also because the record type is SRV, I think, from the configuration.
Yeah.
Is this an empty response? Like, we got an answer, we got 20 bytes of data, and I'm not seeing any records.
It's a server fail, error code. So the DNS process crashed. I mean, not crashed, but the routine that was trying to give you an answer at some, it's a 500. Okay, it's a 500. Otherwise, it would be NX domain if the domain does not exist.
Yeah.
Do you want to try a different, like, is there any other service that we can try just to see if we get this consistently?
I don't know what other stuff
we have
in
we can do.
We had the list from the console. Yeah.
The console agent gives us the list, so we can do console catalog services.
Okay. Console catalog services. And what was that command that we ran to? Like, I don't want to try to ping something that has empty data.
They all should have something, because basically if you're a node, you can attach service that you export, and eventually
Okay.
they have a port. The port is irrelevant for the DNS purpose.
Yeah, so let's just check out the black box exporter then, right?
Yeah.
Another serve fail for that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just try an A again, just to try something different. Everything's serve fail.
Fail, yeah.
Do we have
So-
access to the log to the agent of the agent?
We do, yes. Let's see. Let me get the right pod that I need to be looking at. So it's going to be
Because-
this one that we're sending logs to.
Because something that I remember from my previous terrible experience with console and DNS was that basically when you ask an agent over the DNS interface, so there's a configuration that allows you to give back stale data. If not, it reach out to the, I used to at least 3 years ago,
Yeah.
to the master node. So, and if I remember, the only way you see this failing on DNS interface is that you get a server fail.
So I'm not seeing any messages. There's no messages when I do a request and it fails.
Can
Log
we
messages.
ask the full names, the full DNS name instead of just the short version? Should be something
What
like
would be the full name? Do you know?
there's a data center in it, and well, I don't remember. Maybe we can
Can't
see.
we ask the catalog for the full names rather than?
Ah,
Oh,
that gave me
There you
something
go.
different.
Non-existent
Try-
domain, annex domain.
try DB replica.
Probably the same
But
thing.
you've
right?
written service instead of service.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it has a typo, so it will not work.
Oh.
Ah,
Yeah, but this tells us that is data related, right? So it just have troubles finding out those information, because otherwise, if
Yeah.
it doesn't. Oh, what
It's
is this?
not. It doesn't. That's it. That's the list. That's perfect.
So it's the okay. It needs the full one.
Yeah.
You
So
need the
so the
full
quickest way to fix this would be to put the full one into the and not just use DB replica into the config.
we do. We do have that
We
in
do.
the config. Yeah.
No, what the thing you showed before was as just DB replica in the configuration. Yes, the full version on the
All right,
name
hang on.
server.
Let me. Where's the pause recording button?
I think that only
can you-
Amy has it.
Amy, can you pause the recording? I don't have the button.
So you first need. So you need to create the A object again, and then
Yeah.
let's wait for the thing to start. Also, what does it mean, the full stop at the end of the query? Because it has a meaning in context of the DNS server, but as a client,
It
what
means
does
that
it mean?
it doesn't it mean that that it won't add prefixes on. It's basically the full. It won't try.
You don't want
and,
to add the default name,
Yeah.
domain name of
Yeah.
the machine.
That's my
You-
understanding of it, but I
Adding
might
the
be wrong on
dot at
that.
the end.
Yeah.
I know that this is what happens inside the DNS server. So if you're configuring bind the DNS server, this is how it behaves. But I've never used it as from the client.
I put the whole thing in there, by the way, Scarbeck.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, sort of not as without the name, because I'm too lazy to remember that.
All right, that's
See,
fine.
I've got
I can
name
correct
server.
that.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, that's me again. Sorry. The DNS resolver. Sorry, it's
Net DNS resolver.
Yeah, sorry. I got
Yeah, DNS all capital.
Resolver.
I think it was resolver, yeah. It was no get address. It was just new and the thing, and then was, I think, answer first. Or I don't remember.
Yeah,
dot.
it was.
Oh,
Sorry
so the
about
dot.
that. Here it is. Yeah.
New
Oh,
dot.
restart.
You should remove the dot after new. Okay. So
There's our packet
And
truncated.
then I could go back to this.
you need to create the resolver again, which was the at the
Okay.
beginning.
Next one up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I could do this again.
And you take out the
Oh.
record type. Sorry, I totally cocked up the.
And was
This-
S dot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's SRV
SVC.
is what we're actually
Yeah.
querying. But like we're getting
No,
data
SV.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, right.
So we're getting data back. So why? Well, actually, if you look at the results, I only see A and TXT records. Oh, it's up here.
Yeah. That looks
But-
perfect. Oh, but what about the port?
We configured the port as part of the whatever the A variable technically is. The resolver is looking at port 8600.
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the service record, but
I think it goes because you have to specify.
Oh, it's because we're using A here. Yeah.
It's underscore TCP something because it's just something built on top of DNS, which was not designed for providing ports. So
Yeah,
if you, the service record, you can put things in front, and it will return you this.
Oh yeah, and just that funny stuff that you see in service discovery.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's definitely data there.
Well, if we're looking for SRV records, help me understand this output because we're outputting this same information that we're querying as an SRV response, but like the only time I see hosts is A records. So I wonder if I'm supposed to see SRV records in this section as well, or if I'm supposed to see Petronio 2 in this big section up here.
No, I think that's how the protocol works. Like if you look at that service
Okay.
discovery.rb, it's like iterating over and when A, then address from A record. It like
Okay.
there's things that are like that.
So we have sat here, it took a while, but we proved that we are able to get a response from console. So how come service
Yeah.
discovery inside of our application seemingly cannot?
Yeah.
Like we know traffic is flowing, our network policy is fine, we could query console just fine. When we do this manually, it works fine. But the application seemingly cannot.
And the stack trace comes from somewhere where it definitely is the fact that it didn't get an answer from DNS, right? It's not like it went through all the answers and it was like, I don't understand how to deal with this or something. It was like, I didn't get an answer.
Could it be that the YAML file is broken? I mean, it does a typo or something like that, so it loads some empty configuration.
Well, we should be able to prove that, right? Isn't there a fancy IRB for, hey, give me your configuration for service discovery?
Sure, somewhere.
So can I ask something? This problem is intermittent, right? Is it on one server per system?
I suspect, I'm only looking at Canary here, but based on the log messaging and me manually counting, so keep that part in mind, I suspect this is happening for every request that the API service is sending to console.
Okay.
But in my log messages, I'm only looking at the API service. I'm only looking at our Kubernetes pods. I'm not looking at the Git service, which theoretically would be using the same queries as well, along with Sentry.
Arbeck,
So-
just as a sanity check, we're sure that it's not the connection to the replicas, it's the DNS lookup that's failing, and we're certain it's not the network policy problem that we've seen before.
Yeah,
where-
so we just validated doing this that we're not blocking ourselves via network policy. What was your first question?
The first question was related to ports. This doesn't show you the ports, but the replicas have different
And we are using
ports.
port 8600 here.
No, because it's different depending on, isn't that part of the record that you get back? You get like different ports.
No, this is where we're sending the request to.
Oh, this is
console.
for the name server request, right? Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is the request that's failing. It's failing on the resolver. It's not failing on the connection to the database. It's failing on the resolver.
Precisely. Yeah.
Okay. And it's working here.
Yeah.
And we can query database from here as well, right? From console. And it will work fine, no?
To see the
Theoretically, yeah.
configuration, I think that I know how to see the configuration.
Let's do it.
And maybe we should stop recording as well because I think it will print out the.
Amy, can you do the